Before I tell you how to manifest anything in 4 minutes, I want you to understand one truth: your life is not responding to chance. It's responding to you. Every event, every person, every blessing or struggle you've ever met was not brought by fate, it was summoned by the vibration of your inner self. And yet, most people spend years chasing what could be created in minutes if they only knew how to touch the invisible. So today, I'm not giving you theory. I'm giving you the most alive and immediate method of manifestation, one that doesn't require rituals, affirmations, or endless waiting. Just 4 minutes of stillness, imagination, and emotion, powerful enough to command reality itself. If you stay with me, you'll see why time is never the factor state is. You'll learn how a simple shift from wanting to having can rearrange everything around you. Because the truth is, your world is not solid, it's liquid consciousness molded by your assumption. By the end of this talk, you won't be asking when your desire will come. You'll know it's already done. Stay until the end, because in the next few minutes, you'll receive the key to bend time, emotion, and circumstance to your will. You have been walking through this life believing that power lies somewhere beyond you, in luck, in timing, in others, or in circumstances. You have been told that the world is something you must earn, that blessings must be chased, and that destiny must be begged for. But I tell you now that every single atom around you is already responding to the state of being you occupy within. You are not here to learn how to attract power. You are here to remember that you are power itself. There is a presence within you that has never been touched by failure, fear, or doubt. It watches as you struggle, hoping you will finally turn inward and see that everything you've been running toward is already in your possession. The world outside is nothing but the mirror of this inner being, the shadow of your imagination cast upon the stage of time. When you change what you are conscious of being, the world must follow, for it cannot resist the command of the divine within you. Close your eyes for a moment and feel this. The breath moving through you is not accidental. The awareness behind that breath is eternal. That awareness created everything you now call reality. It was not given to you in fragments. You hold the whole of creation within your consciousness. Yet you've allowed the noise of the world to convince you that you are small. You've forgotten that your thoughts are not mere flickers of mind. They are the blueprints of existence itself. Every image you persist in imagining, every scene you repeatedly play in your mind, every word you emotionally charge with belief, these are not harmless fantasies. They are commands. They are living seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious, destined to bloom in your outer world. And the moment you understand this, life begins to change its rhythm around you. Coincidences multiply, people shift, paths open. Why? Because the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match the conviction that burns within you. You are not a beggar before the universe, you are the universe in expression. You are the dreamer and the dream, the sculptor and the stone, the creator and the creation. When you say, I am, you are invoking the most sacred words in existence, words that form galaxies and dissolve mountains. Whatever follows those two words becomes your experience. If you say, I am unworthy, the world bows to confirm it. If you say, I am prosperous, the same power rushes forth to shape that truth. The law does not judge your declaration, it fulfills it. You have forgotten your authorship. You have mistaken the reflection for the source. But now you stand at the edge of remembrance. Feel that subtle vibration within you, that quiet awareness that never leaves, even when your mind is full of chaos. That is your true self. That is the infinite within you that knows no limits, no boundaries, no impossibilities. When you return to it, the world obeys you effortlessly, because the world was never apart from you. It was always your own consciousness, wearing the mask of circumstance, waiting for you to awaken and command it once again. When you come to know that the world is only responding to your own consciousness, a new question rises within you: how quickly can this change occur? The mind believes it takes months, years, even lifetimes to alter the course of one's destiny. Yet the truth is far more astonishing. Creation is instantaneous. The delay you perceive is only the time it takes for your inner certainty to become greater than your outer evidence. Time is a servant of imagination. It bends, stretches, and folds itself to the rhythm of your inner conviction. What seems to take years in the outer world can unfold in moments once the inner command is clear. You have been told to wait, to struggle, to climb through endless steps. But the secret is that the ladder exists only in your belief. Once you awaken to the creative center within, you realize that reality reshapes itself, not in days or months, but in the very moment you feel the new state as true. This is why I say to you, it takes only 4 minutes, 4 sacred minutes, of absolute inner alignment to impress upon the subconscious a pattern strong enough to rewrite your world. Not because 4 minutes have magic in themselves, but because for those 4 minutes you become one with what you desire. You stop desiring and begin being. You no longer look at the thing as distant. You inhabit it, breathe it, own it, and feel the atmosphere of its reality so deeply that it becomes indistinguishable from the present moment. Those who have practiced this know that these few minutes of pure inner concentration are worth more than months of outer effort. When you sit in silence, closing your eyes to the evidence of the senses, and you enter the scene of your fulfilled desire, not as an observer, but as a participant, something shifts. The body may remain still, but consciousness moves. The inner eye begins to see what the outer eye cannot, and in that instant a command is sent to all creation. This is now real. You may open your eyes afterward and see nothing changed, but reality is already rearranging itself. The phone call is being made, the opportunity is being formed, the right people are being drawn into your orbit. What was once invisible begins to crystallize into form because consciousness has spoken, and the outer world must obey. 4 minutes of full awareness, not mechanical repetition, but fiery, feeling imagination, holds the power to transcend the boundaries of time. For those few minutes, you are not asking, you are not hoping, you are not seeking. You are living in the end. You are breathing as the one who already possesses it. And when you rise from that state, the energy of completion follows you. You walk differently, speak differently, think differently, and life mirrors that difference back to you with uncanny precision. So understand, the speed of your manifestation depends not on time, but on the intensity of your inner agreement. 4 minutes of truth outweigh 40 years of disbelief. In those moments of absolute union with your desire, the world is remade in silence, and creation bows before your assumption, ready to serve what you have dared to feel as real. And yet, many wonder why, after those moments of deep visualization, their world sometimes seems unmoved. They question, they doubt, they grow restless. But you see, nothing can take shape outwardly until the inner man stands in agreement with what he has claimed. You cannot manifest health while secretly agreeing with sickness. You cannot manifest love while inwardly vibrating with rejection. The universe answers not your words, but your state of being. It listens only to the tone of your inner conviction. If within you there lingers even a shadow of disbelief, the outer world must echo it. Life will always return to you the signal you broadcast from within. This is the law of inner agreement, the unbreakable harmony between consciousness and experience. It is not punishment, it is precision. It ensures that you never receive what you want, but only what you are. For wanting implies absence, and being implies possession. So when you sit in silence, asking the invisible to fulfill your desire, understand that the request is not made to some distant force. You are speaking only to yourself, the deeper self that shapes worlds through belief. If you can make that inner self believe, if you can persuade it completely of the reality of your assumption, the outer must bow to that truth. It is not a matter of effort, but of alignment. The moment your inner and outer selves speak the same language, reality has no choice but to comply. Imagine a tuning fork. When one vibrates, the other begins to hum in harmony. That is how creation responds to you. The world hums to the vibration you maintain within. If your inner tone is fear, you draw fearful situations. If your tone is peace, life arranges itself to reflect peace. And if your tone is fulfillment, quiet, steady, unquestioned, then even before evidence appears, fulfillment begins to surround you. The mind often rebels, saying, "How can I feel rich when my pockets are empty?" Or "How can I feel loved when I am alone?" But that is the trap. You must understand feeling is the cause, not the result. You do not feel love because someone appears. Someone appears because you have chosen to feel love. The agreement happens first in the unseen, and then it descends into the visible. Therefore, I say to you, stop trying to get anything. Instead, become the embodiment of it. If you want success, agree inwardly that you already are successful. Speak, walk, breathe, and rest as that being. Let no thought contradict it. When the inner dialogue, emotion, and vision all stand in harmony, manifestation becomes effortless, inevitable. Do not beg the universe, become it. Do not wait for signs, create them through conviction. Your outer world cannot resist the vibration of an inner self that knows what it is. The moment you reach that knowing, a stillness falls over you, not the stillness of waiting, but of completion. And from that silence, life begins to unfold with mathematical precision. Every detail perfectly synchronized to match the agreement you have dared to hold within. When you understand this harmony between your inner and outer world, you begin to see that every desire carries its own distinct emotional signature, a frequency that, once felt, calls the unseen into form. Every dream you hold is not random. It exists because somewhere within you, that state of being already lives. Your task is not to chase it, but to tune yourself to its vibration. When you can feel the mood of your wish fulfilled so vividly that it eclipses doubt, creation has already occurred. The secret lies not in seeing the thing, but in feeling from it. To feel from the end is to shift identity to become the one who already possesses the thing desired. You are not looking at the vision anymore. You are standing inside it, breathing its air, touching its reality. This is the emotional blueprint that shapes every circumstance of your life. You can repeat affirmations endlessly, but unless they stir your inner world into the frequency of fulfillment, they are mere words. Feeling gives life to the image, emotion animates imagination. You may wonder how to find that feeling. It begins with stillness. In that silence, imagine yourself not as the seeker, but as the receiver. Don't see yourself reaching, see yourself resting, fulfilled. Perhaps you imagine holding the keys to your new home, hearing the laughter of your loved one, touching the symbol of your success. Let the image sink until the body responds, the breath deepens, the chest expands, and for a moment, the emotion of having replaces the longing of wanting. That is creation. That instant is conception. You must remember, the subconscious does not understand language, it understands feeling. It takes every emotion as a command, every inner sensation as truth. So when you dwell in the emotion of the wish fulfilled, you are imprinting your subconscious with a decree that cannot be denied. You are engraving into it the pattern that the outer world must eventually express. And yet, most fail because they return too quickly to their senses. They open their eyes and see what appears to be unchanged, and they allow doubt to rewrite the script they just impressed. But the wise one knows that once the feeling is felt, the seed is sown. You do not dig up a planted seed to see if it's growing. You let it rest, you water it with gratitude, and you walk knowing it's already alive beneath the soil of the unseen. This emotional alignment is not struggle, it is surrender. Not surrender to loss, but surrender to truth, the truth that imagination felt as real is real. The body may still be in the old scene, but consciousness has already crossed into the new. When you can hold that feeling long enough to make it your dwelling place, everything around you begins to conspire to reflect it. Chance meetings, sudden opportunities, mysterious turns, all of them rise as servants of the emotion you have dared to sustain. That is how creation moves, quietly, invisibly, responding to the pulse of your inner emotion. It listens only to the feeling of certainty, and when that feeling becomes natural, reality bends without resistance, delivering to you precisely what you have already dared to feel as true. And after you have felt it so completely that it becomes natural, there comes a moment when you must release it. Not with fear, not with impatience, but with the calm certainty of one who knows the work is already finished. This is what true detachment means, not indifference, but divine rest. It is the sacred stillness that follows creation. Just as the artist steps back from the canvas when the final stroke is made, you too must step back from your mental picture and allow the unseen hand to bring it forth. Many cannot rest because they believe rest means doing nothing. But rest, in this sense, is the most powerful act of faith. It is saying to the universe, I have done my part within, the rest will unfold without. This rest is not laziness, it is alignment. It is the knowing that creation does not need to be forced, it only needs to be trusted. When you live from that trust, your vibration becomes steady, your actions become effortless, and your days begin to unfold with divine precision. The restless mind keeps asking, when will it come? How will it happen? But every time you ask when or how, you confess disbelief in its completion. The one who truly believes never asks when, they live as if now. That is detachment. You no longer stare at the seed you planted. You enjoy the garden before it has even bloomed. You no longer search for proof. You become the proof through your calm, radiant assurance. When you rest in faith, the outer world starts to move in ways you cannot predict. Things you thought were unrelated begin to connect. A conversation overheard, an old friend returning, a sudden intuition, everything begins to weave together into the fabric of your fulfilled desire. But this orchestration cannot be seen while you are grasping at control. It can only unfold in the silence of surrender. There is a divine rhythm to manifestation, a timing that flows from certainty, not effort. Those who fight against time struggle endlessly. Those who rest in faith are carried by it. Just as the tide needs no command to rise, so your desire needs no pushing to arrive. It was set in motion the moment you felt it as real. The rest is inevitable. The wise creator does not panic when nothing seems to happen. They smile because they know that invisibility is not absence, it is incubation. Beneath the surface, reality is rearranging itself. What looks like stillness is divine activity. What feels like waiting is only the moment before appearance. When you understand this, peace becomes your natural state, and manifestation becomes as easy as breathing. Do not let your senses deceive you. When doubt whispers that nothing is changing, Remind yourself that the unseen is always faster than the seen. Creation completes itself in silence. The moment you can rest in that silence with a full heart and quiet confidence, you prove that faith is the final step of creation, the invisible bridge that carries every inner assumption into visible form. And then, as peace settles over you, life begins to answer in its own quiet, miraculous way. The world around you rearranges itself to match the frequency you have sustained within. What once seemed impossible starts to unfold with ease. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, hearing words that confirm what your spirit already knew. These are not coincidences, they are the ripples of your own consciousness returning to you. It may begin subtly, a message, a phone call, an unexpected opportunity, and your heart will recognize it instantly, for it will carry the same feeling you once held in imagination. The vibration of your inner state is unmistakable when it manifests. It feels familiar, almost inevitable, as if it had been waiting patiently for you to awaken to it. That is the proof that creation is not something you strive for, it is something you allow. Those who have experienced this understand that manifestation is never about forcing or chasing. It is about alignment and surrender. When your inner world is in agreement with your desire and you rest in the certainty of its fulfillment, the external must respond. It is law. The phone rings, the door opens, the situation shifts. Life becomes a mirror so precise, so responsive, that it feels as though invisible hands are guiding every detail to match your inner assumption. Some call it luck, others coincidence, but you will know better. You will know it as the echo of your imagination made visible, and once you have seen it happen even once, you can never again doubt the power within you. You will realize that creation is not a privilege of a few enlightened souls, it is the natural rhythm of consciousness itself. Every human being is doing it, knowingly or unknowingly, shaping their destiny with each persistent feeling, each silent assumption, each belief held with conviction. When you live this truth consciously, your life transforms into a flowing dance with the unseen. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop asking for signs and start recognizing that you are the sign. Every reflection around you becomes a testimony of your state. The people who show up, the words they speak, even the delays and detours, all are part of the orchestration born from your inner vibration. There comes a point where manifestation becomes effortless, almost playful. You no longer question whether it works. You simply choose, feel, and know. And when it arrives, it always feels natural, never surprising, never foreign. It feels like remembering something that was always yours. That is the beauty of this law. It returns you to your own divine authorship. So when you begin to see these proofs, when your desires start to bloom before your eyes, remember that nothing new has entered your life. It was always there, waiting for you to align, waiting for you to feel it as true. The miracle is not in its appearance. The miracle is in your awakening to the realization that everything you have ever desired was quietly waiting in the invisible, ready to take form the moment you decided to believe.